You know, all Squidward ever wanted was a blissful and a peaceful Sunday, but yet it had been interrupted by those two neighbors that he thinks they're horrible, and the names are SpongeBob and Patrick. I feel so sorry for Squidward in this episode. So, with that said, here's my review slash rant on Good Neighbors. Cue the intro, if you please. Hey guys, this is Jonathan, the Disney fan here once again. Here is my review slash rant on Good Neighbors. It's basically what the plot is. You got SpongeBob and Patrick and Squidward, and they're all sleeping until SpongeBob's foghorn wakes up. And that causes Squidward to get irritated by him. And he angrily said, I hate that SpongeBob. Yeah, he angrily said because he really hates him. And then SpongeBob comes to Squidward's house to wake him up. And Squidward to work for one morning, trying to be a good neighbor to ensure that Squidward doesn't have to miss work. But he yells at SpongeBob that it's Sunday and a good neighbor doesn't bother him on Sunday. SpongeBob didn't figure out why he was grumpy until he maybe figured out that he forgot his Sunday newspaper, and he'll give it to him to prove that he's a good neighbor. But then he bumps into Patrick, and then they scream because of a newspaper monster. And Squidward's like, "Can you please shut the hell up and let me please enjoy my Sunday?" And Squidward tries to have a peaceful Sunday without those two idiots, SpongeBob and Patrick. Yet they had to interrupt. And they were wearing those feathers and initiate him as the president, as the secret royal order of the Good Neighbor Lodge, which they had made up. And Squidward tells them to paint all the tree leaves around the town with polka dots to get rid of those two. And SpongeBob and Patrick actually did it. They speck into paints onto all of the trees. But then he accidentally does it to Squidward as well, causing Squidward to have dots on his face. And he bumps into those two, and they're like, "Oh my god, are you ill? Let's take you to the hospital." But Squidward tries to say he's not sick, he was fine, thinking that yeah, those two thinking that Squidward has the chicken pox when it was actually red paint that SpongeBob accidentally puts on him. With Squidward gone, they go inside to his house to look for him when a foot massager arrives to give Squidward a pedicure. When Squidward comes home, he hopes that his Sunday wasn't ruined. Sadly, it was because of SpongeBob and Patrick getting a pedicure that really is a certified foot masseur. But then Squidward pushes him aside and he said, "It's my turn." And he's like, I'm sorry, I can't. I have to go. My time is up." And Squidward then becomes infuriated and tells SpongeBob and Patrick to get out. He becomes so angry and so furious, he ends up yelling at SpongeBob and Patrick that they are the worst neighbors ever. And he destroys the fezzes that they were wearing. And they had confessed that they were not good neighbors, and Squidward tells him that they are horrible neighbors. Especially what happened with his foot massage. Wow, Squidward really hates them that he probably should move so far away with them, but into something more peaceful, not like in Squidsville, but to a more peaceful neighborhood, so that Squidward can finally have a blissful time and a peaceful time. Then Squidward sees his Sunday paper in a messy pile on the floor with a note from SpongeBob. He becomes so furious that he kicks the paper until he sees the newspaper for a high-tech security system. And then he receives the security system and installs it into his house, hoping that it'll stop them from entering his house. But SpongeBob and Patrick comes with fezzes back on and a cake that says, "Sorry for bugging you so much, Squidward." But Squidward doesn't forgive them and he wants them to destroy them. But yet, Squidward said something nasty to that, and then yet it did it to Squidward instead, and the cake fell, and Fred detected Squidward, but not SpongeBob and Patrick. Then the house grows arms and legs and walks away with SpongeBob and Patrick. Eventually, yes, Squidward did got kicked out, and Squidward then realizes that they can now no longer bother him. And he tells himself that it's gonna relax him, even if it kills him. Squidward's house rampages through downtown Bikini Bottom, and SpongeBob and Patrick turn the security system off just as the house returned to its original position, causing it to fall on top of Squidward's head. His Sunday relaxation is over, and then he calmly tells him that he only wanted to enjoy his day off. He tells him to leave so he can get ready for work. And then Squidward yells, "Get out of my house right now!" And then bunches of angry citizens come in. And a man gives him a jury summons that says he will do community service every Sunday for the rest of his life for the damage to the city. And SpongeBob and Patrick got one too, cleaning up Bikini Bottom, and he says, "We'll see you next time, buddy." And Squidward then twitches nervously, and that's basically what the plot is. This was a mean-spirited episode. I don't have anything positive before you ask. So let's do the negatives. All Squidward wanted was a nice and peaceful, relaxing Sunday. Yet SpongeBob and Patrick had to ruin his Sunday so bad and making Squidward having a bad day. Like, there was this one scene where, yeah, like I think I mentioned that SpongeBob accidentally gets Squidward, and Squidward then goes to the car, and those two's like, "Oh my god, do you have the chicken pox?" Thinking that he's sick, and yeah. What? And Squidward says to them that they are the worst neighbors ever because they ruined his Sunday, taking away his everything that he wanted to do, like massage, foot massage, something like that. And yet SpongeBob and Patrick deserves all the good stuff. Yet SpongeBob and Patrick deserves all the good stuff. Yet Squidward deserves to be punished. Wow. And the way it ended was horrible. Squidward didn't do anything. I mean, he wasn't responsible for the damage. Why do they consider him very blameworthy for this? That's just sickening and cold-hearted, thinking him that Squidward's the blameworthy one. SpongeBob and Patrick are the ones to be blameworthy because they were the ones that, especially when the cake fell. And yeah, punishing someone for someone wanting to have a relaxing day when one really needs it, yet they get all the punishment they deserve because one guy or director or somebody doesn't like that character. That's awful. That's really awful. SpongeBob and Patrick should have been the ones. They were the blameworthy ones. And they should have just stick with SpongeBob and Patrick instead. Squidward doesn't deserve any of this. All Squidward wanted is a nice and relaxing Sunday. Yet his whole day was ruined thanks to SpongeBob and Patrick trying to be good neighbors when they're actually horrible neighbors to Squidward. That's that thumbs it up right there for what Squidward says, yelling at them, saying that they're horrible neighbors. And this is the main reason why SpongeBob had gone downhill, especially with the later episodes. And SpongeBob had gotten more annoying in the later episodes until they fix it later on. And today it's not so bad, but bottom line, this was a very horrible episode. For my final rating for Good Neighbors, I'm gonna give this a 1 out of 7. Horrendous episode. Well, that was my review / rant on Good Neighbors. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. This is me signing off, and I'll see you guys later.